Welcome to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and I am the Loner Ranger. What a glorious day to be out looking for property. And you know what? We got a lot of things to cover today because there's just a lot of stuff happening in the market right now. Well, this is a station, this is a program where you get the real deal, the real news. You're not getting none of this fake news stuff. It just doesn't happen on my show. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the market, what's happening to interest rates these days, what's happening to the housing market. Is it starting to slow down a bit? Is this a really good time to jump in? Is it too late to jump in? Is it too late to refinance? All these things and all these topics are questions that I'm going to answer for you. So let's get right down to business here. There's a few other things that we want to discuss today. What are appraisals doing right now? I mean, if you got a house right now that you're going to look at buying, would you possibly be paying over appraised value for that house? And is it worth it to do that? And then solar panels. Oh man, that's a hot button for me. I think solar panels could be awesome, but they're not. Not in my opinion. There's several reasons. I think they're overpriced. I think by the time you pay them off, they're ready to be replaced. And if you have to put a new roof on, how do you put a new roof on with solar panels? You got to get them removed and then you got to get them reinstalled again. Well, your roof's only good for 15 to 20 years. That's all it's good for. So you have to do that twice during the time frame that it's taking you to pay off the solar panels. That's not even my big issue with solar panels. When you get either a loan for solar panels or a lease for solar panels, you don't pay cash for the whole thing. If you do either one of those, a lease or a loan, the solar panel company will put a UTC lien against your property. Now, I'm finding a lot of these salespeople say, oh, it's not a real lien. It's just a soft lien. It's not. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Any lien on your property is a lien on your property and affects your loan to value. So I just want to put this in perspective. Let's just say you got a $25,000 UTC lien on your property because you owe the solar panel company $25,000. Okay. Now you go to sell that house and that new buyer has to assume that solar panel loan. Well, are you going to get $25,000 more for your house because you got solar panels? No. You're not. Matter of fact, you're probably only going to get $3,000 or $4,000 in value for the solar panels if you get anything, because the appraiser has to comp your house with other properties that have solar panels that have sold within the last 3 months and within 1 mile of your property. How many of those do you think are around? Not that many. So they can't give you value for something that they can't make an adjustment to on the other properties. Not to mention, if you come to me to refinance or anybody to refinance, it changes the loan to value. And when you change your loan to value because you've got this extra lien on your property, it can change your interest rate. So there's a lot of negative things that I find with solar panels right now. Now, on the other hand, I like what solar panels can do. I think they're energy saving. I'm all about being green. I'm not the most green guy you ever used. I use my fair share of carbon, but I will tell you something. I like the idea that we're moving in that direction. So I'm not one of these people that are anti-green. That's not me. I believe in doing as much as we can to save the planet. I'm just telling you that solar panels can be a real problem. If you have questions for me, or you're considering solar panels, or you're considering refinancing or buying a home that has solar panels on it, don't hesitate to give me a call. I can be reached at 407-706-3313. That's the Loner Ranger, 407-706-3313. Or go to my website at webringyouhome.com. Now, let's talk about the next topic we're talking about, and that's refinancing. Do you know that I read an article the other day that said that 81% of families that would benefit from refinancing their home have not refinanced their home yet. Well, that gives all of you an opportunity that have not refinanced to still refinance. Now, that being said, do you know that refinancing can be worth your while and it should be the right thing to do? But there are many of you that call me and I discourage from refinancing. So here's a couple of my rules for refinancing. And this applies to refinancing from a 30-year to another 30-year, a 15 to another 15, or a 20 to another 20. But it does not apply to refinancing from a 30-year to a 15-year. I hope you guys all stayed with me on that. The rule of thumb is that if you're doing what's called a rate and term refinance, that means you're not pulling money out to put new solar panels on or to pay off debt or to consolidate or to pull money out to buy another property. You're just refinancing the balance plus the closing costs. The lenders call that rate and term, okay, or no cash out refi. That's what it's called. Your best possible pricing is with no cash out, not cash out. Pull cash out, your pricing can be a little bit different on your interest rate. But having said that, there is a rule of thumb that I have, and that is that if you can't break even in 36 payments, you probably shouldn't be doing it. So I take the amount of money that I'm saving you per month, and I divide that by 36. If it meets 36, then that's going to work for you. So let me just put this in perspective. So we're refinancing a house, say it's $300,000, and it's costing you $6,000 to do that. And the payment is going to, let's just say, save you $250 a month. So cost is $6,000 divided by 250. That's a 24-month break-even period. That's a go. That's a go for me. But if it's only saving you $150, so $6,000 divided by $150, that's 40 months. Nope, not going to do it. Now, here's the problem. You guys are all calling these online companies. You see them on the news, you see them on the TV, the radio. They're blasting you guys. And you know what you're doing? You're refinancing with them, and then you come to me and you go, wow, man, this deal didn't seem as good as I thought it was. And I put it to the test. It doesn't meet the test. You shouldn't have done it. You should not do it. Don't get caught up in this. Choose a guy. Listen, I'm applying for the job. I'm the loan arranger. I'm a local business person. I've been here for 32 years. I've closed more than 10,000 transactions. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in the business. I live in your community. My kids go to school in your community. I want you to know that you can count on me for honest information. If it's the right thing to do, I'll tell you to do it. If it's the wrong thing to do, I'll tell you not to do anything. I'm not going to try to convince you to do a refinance or a purchase transaction when it's not in your best interest. That's not good, trusted advice. But you get these online companies, and they're all trained to sell you on doing something, and you're getting bad information. It's not the right thing to do. Call me. I'll tell you if it's the right thing to do. If it's the right thing to do, I'm going to encourage you to go forward. And many of you, it is the right thing to do. Like I had a client the other day, I was saving her $748 a month. Do you know that I must not be very good at my job because I could not convince her to do it? And then we're going to segue into the next topic, and then what have rates done? And we're going to talk about that when we come back from the next break. But I could not convince this client to refinance. She was like, let me think about it. I'll think about it. I'm like, it was like her break-even period was like 3 months. It was crazy. It was a massive amount of savings. And yet she was not convinced to do it. Now, that moving into the next topic, what did rates do? Well, we've lost almost 200 basis points in the last 2 weeks. What do 200 basis points mean to you? It means whatever was at a 0-point loan would cost you 2 points today for the same rate. That's a lot of increase. That's a lot of increase. So I've been telling you on this radio show, it's not a sales pitch that I say, do it now, lock it right now, buy right now. You know why? Because I knew that rates were going to go up. I've been talking to you about government tapering. They're pulling back on buying mortgage-backed securities. It's driving interest rates back up. Your wonderful president, Sleepy Joe, is, causing massive inflations. And I'm not saying he's the only one that caused it. It's been happening for more than one president along the line here that we've been working into it because we spend more money than we have. Okay, the government does exactly what you and I cannot do, and that's spend money that they don't have. And then they want more. And then they're taxing us more. And they're imposing all kinds of capital gains taxes on us. And look at your bacon went up 17%. I love bacon. I don't want my bacon going up 17%. My gas is up 40% just since this president's been in office. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Why? Because he's cutting off all of the lifelines we have for fuel. So he's going to force you so that you pay so much in fuel that you have to buy an electric car. And that's what they're going to do, because they don't believe that you and I are capable of making our own decisions on what we want to do. And we're destroying the planet by our emissions. But I got to be honest with you. I don't think the cars that they make today put off that much emissions. I really don't. I mean, they're not like the cars we had in the 70s where you could smell it going down the road and it put off a big cloud of smoke. We don't have Uncle Buck cars anymore. We have cars that are energy efficient. They've got catalytic converters. They re-burning unspent fuel and fumes. Yes, there are some fumes, but they're not like they used to be. So I don't think that what we're doing is going to make a massive amount of difference with a bunch of electric cars that are produced by coal mines or coal plants to generate the electricity. There's going to be electricity generated. Somebody's got to make electricity. You're not doing that. We don't have hydroelectric power here in Florida. We don't have wind power. We could have a lot more windmills, but we don't. I don't know why we don't do that. I think they should set them up all along the beaches 1 mile out so you can't see them that much, but they're producing power all the time. That's my thought. My thoughts were that we should have sugarcane in all of our mediums on all our highways. Why not grow sugarcane and produce fuel from sugarcane? They do it in Brazil. We could do it here. And you could plant it on government property, which are all the mediums throughout Florida up and down the interstate. Not to mention that if a car crosses over one lane and goes into oncoming traffic, you're not going through a sugarcane field. It's going to slow you down nice and easy. That's going to be the way of it. But nobody listens to me out there. The government's not listening to me. You can listen to me because I got you taken care of when it comes to your mortgage needs. Every single time you can count on me. 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger. 407-706-3313. Or go to WeBringYouHome.com. All right. So interest rates are on the rise. We've lost some ground. What was it, 2.875 or 2.9 is now 3.25, pushing 3.5. Your rates are up. Don't get fooled by all these shenanigans that are lenders that are quoting you 2 weeks ago rates, but not going to close them at that rate. I'm seeing a lot of people get hoodwinked. Don't do it. Don't just trust anybody out there. Just because they're on a commercial or on the Google doesn't mean they're trustworthy. You can't believe what you see on TV. You can't believe it. You know what you do? You might not even believe me. You might even believe me, but I'm applying for the job. You can put me to the test. Put me to the test. I will promise you there's not a person on my team, in my branch, that would ever mislead a client into doing something they shouldn't do. And if they did, I would fire them on the spot. There would be no second chance on that. We don't mislead people. We give you honest information. We give you great mortgages at the lowest possible rate. That's what we do. The lowest possible rate, the cheapest cost. That's what we do for you. We want you to save money. Why? Because I'm in business to do more business. I want you to come back to me time and time again. I want you to come back to me over and over again for your mortgage. I want you to refer your friends to me, your family to me, your coworkers to me. That's who I want to help, and I'm committed to doing so. Write my number down. Stop the car. Stop the lawnmower. Stop the vacuum cleaner. Put the laundry down for a second. It's a beautiful Sunday, and write down my phone number, 407-706-3313. 407-706-3313. Call me if you have any questions. That's a direct connect to me. Call me if you have any questions about financing whatsoever, whether it's a purchase or a refinance. When we come back from the next break, I want to talk to you about a wonderful gift that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac gave to us, and a very special program that I have put into place that are going to help a lot more high-end buyers out there. So 2 major topics I want to bring to your attention. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loan Arranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and yes, I'm the Loner Ranger. It's so great to be on the air, all you great folks. And I got to tell you something. It's just been an honor to be able to serve this community and be able to help so many of you with your financing. And I really appreciate the confidence, trust that you've had and the loyalty that you've given me over the years. So I just wanted to throw that out there and let you guys know how much it is appreciated. I am not some giant radio announcer that makes a living off the radio. I am still out there every day helping people finance homes. That's all I do. And that's really, quite frankly, all I know how to do. I feel like I'm very good at it. I take pride in what I do. I take pride in being able to help guide people in the right direction when it comes to getting the right mortgage at the right price with the right closing costs, designing it so it meets their needs, helping folks that might not qualify today become homeowners later on, helping people through my credit repair programs, helping people with my special programs to assist educators, first responders, law enforcement, and healthcare workers. I got some amazing programs that save you a lot of money when it comes to buying or refinancing a home if you fall into that category. Now, I promised you before we went on the last break that I was going to give you some information that I thought was pretty fascinating and, quite frankly, a gift from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. If you don't know who Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are, they are an entity, a government chartered entity that purchase mortgages in the secondary market. And that's what's traded as mortgage-backed securities. So they're the ones that set the rules for banks and mortgage companies when it comes to what documents are necessary to approve a loan. Well, they gave us a gift. And that gift is they raised the loan limit from $548,000 to $625,000. That's pretty amazing jump. Okay, that's pretty substantial jump in loan limit. Now, how does that benefit you? Well, if you were getting a loan over that $543,000, if you were getting a loan over that amount, it was considered jumbo, and the rules were stricter, the guidelines were tighter, the debt ratio had to be lower, you had to have more in cash reserves. So there's some differences for jumbo versus conforming loan limits. Well, now that loan limit has been raised to $625,000, that would now, put this in perspective, you can now, if you qualify, of course, for income and debt, buy a home for $658,000 and only put 5% down. How do you like that? $33,100 and you own yourself a $658,000 house. I mean, I didn't think I'd ever see that in my career, but it's here. And why does that go up? Because the average price is going up across the country. Well, if the average price is going up across the country, what is the best thing to invest in? It's real estate. Real estate makes the most money over the longest period of time and is the safest investment. Yes, you can have other safe investments. You can get life insurance and have some cash value to your life insurance. It's pretty darn safe. But I got to tell you something. I don't think I get the return on the investment that I get when it comes to my real estate. I see people that come to me that have a ton of money to put down, that appear to have a lot of wealth. It doesn't come from a life insurance policy. It doesn't come from a 401k. It definitely doesn't come from your savings account. It comes from the sale of another property. That's where the wealth is made. It was the easiest way for me to gain wealth. So here's the thing. You want to buy a home. You want to buy in the $650,000, $700,000 price range, $800,000. Now you can get a conventional loan as long as the loan doesn't exceed $625,000. When we come back from the next break, stay tuned. 407-706-3313. When we come back from the next break, I'm going to tell you about another amazing program I have to help jumbo high-end buyers. WeBringYouHome.com. WeBringYouHome.com or 407-706-3313. Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Lone Ranger. If you have any questions for me about purchasing a home, refinancing, tricks of the trade, how to buy a home with the least amount of money down, you call me. I'm the Lone Ranger. You can reach me directly at 407-706-3313, located in the same location here on Fairbanks Avenue in Winter Park. Been here since 1998. I've been in the business. First office I had was over in Altamont Springs, over there by the water tower, and been here for 32 years in this business. 32 years. I grew up here. I'm a local boy. Grew up in Maitland. My dad was a builder. Mom was a housewife. Went to Domrick Elementary, Winter Park High, Maitland Junior High. I'm a local boy. I've been here a long time. I want you to know that you can count on me for trusted information. No fake news here. You're not going to get any BS. I guarantee you, you come to me for your financing, you're going to get a great mortgage that's the lowest possible interest rate, lowest possible closing costs, close on time. I don't miss closings. If you're a realtor out there, I see you guys missing closings all the time. Don't miss closings. Matter of fact, it's very rare that I would miss a closing. As a matter of fact, if you're a buyer out there, you know you're up against these multiple offer situations. I have a program called Fast Track, which is a guaranteed close. And I'll close that loan in 21 days if your loan is fast-tracked. Now, here's the thing for you sellers out there. Here's the thing for you realtors out there that you've got to get a hold on, because this will benefit all of you, including the buyer. My fast-track loan program means that I've underwritten your loan before you went into contract on a house. That means an underwriter has underwritten it. Not a loan officer approved it. A loan officer approve anything. Go to your bank. They'll tell you you're approved. Then they tell you 3 days before closing that you got a problem. I don't need that aggravation, and neither do you. So I've got a guaranteed close 21 days if you use my Fast Track program. But here's the kicker. If you are a real estate agent, I will make a phone call and I will guarantee in writing to your seller that if I miss the closing, I'll pay your seller up to $500 a day for every day I miss the closing. Let's see your bank do that. Let's see your credit union do that. Let's see the Rocket do that. Let's see anybody. I don't know anybody that'll do that. The Lone Ranger will do it. Why? Because I'm not going to miss the closing. I'm not going to miss the closing because you will give me all your documents up front so I can guarantee that we're going to get to closing. So then you close fast. The seller has no concerns because they know they're going to close. The realtors are all happy because they know they got a transaction that's going to go through. They're not fighting for a lender that ghosts them. And what happens is clients go to these online fishing companies, and I call them fishing companies because they throw out bait and you bite it. And you get sucked into these, and then you wonder why is the mortgage company ghosting me right now? Because you chose a company that's going to ghost you. Choose a lender that's been in business for 32 years, that lives in the area. You can stop at my office. If I screwed something up on your loan, stop in my office. You can meet with me. You can meet with my team. We take personal meetings. Yes, I do Zoom meetings. Yes, I do telephone interviews. Yes, I do online applications. But I also do personal meetings, consultations to help you understand. Oh, speaking of consultations, how would you like somebody to show you how you could become a millionaire by the time you're ready to retire? And show you how to do that the easiest possible way that would give you income of $15,000 to $30,000 a month in income. That's real money. And have 5 properties all free and clear in about 20 years. Now, 20 years you may look at and go, geez, I want to be a millionaire before that. Yeah, and you could do that if you got an amazing job. But you just think about this. Okay, you got $1 million, okay? Let's just say you're a millionaire and you just have $1 million, because $1 million right now in retirement, I'm going to tell you something. You may think that's a lot of money, but in 10, 15, 20 years from now, it won't be as much as you think, okay? But you just think about this. What's it cost you to live right now? $50,000 a year, okay? So if you got $1 million and you plan on living for 20 years after you retire on that. And let's just say 20 years, okay, and that's 240 months. That gives you about $4,100 a month to live off of. $4,100 a month to live off of. $1 million. Now, that might sound like you could do that right now. But if we're experiencing inflation like we've seen just in the last year, since the president's been in place, what do you think's going to happen then? Okay? Because this is no stopping. Once the liberal government gets in office, they overtax you and prices rise. What they do is they promise everybody that, oh my gosh, we're going to raise minimum wage to $15 and we're going to do all this stuff and we're going to give you free benefits and, everybody's free. It's like Oprah Winfrey. Everybody gets a car. Everybody gets free student loans. Everybody gets everything free. Well, so who's going to pay for that? Well, we're going to get the rich people to pay for it. Well, wait a minute. We're working for the rich people, aren't we? Who's employing us right now? Big companies. Oh, guess what happens when you start overtaxing them? They start laying off. And then you didn't make $15 an hour. You made nothing per hour. Okay? And then sooner or later, the government starts running out of money because we paid people all this unemployment. There's not even enough money to do that. So now we're affecting your retirement because there won't be enough Social Security to pay you. So you better do something now. You want to get into my wealth building program? Go to WeBringYouHome.com. WeBringYouHome.com. Go to my events page and register for my wealth building event. How can a 10th grade dropout teach you how to get wealthy? I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to show you how I did it. I'm going to show you how I will absolutely guarantee you, or your money back, that you will have over $2 million. And I'm actually going to tell you, you're probably going to be over $3 million. Over $2 million in free and clear real estate, making you $15,000 to $30,000 a month and only own 5 properties. How would you like that? How would you like that? I can show you how it's done. You have to enter into my wealth building program. And here's the great news. My wealth building program isn't one of these weekend gimmicks. You got to pay me $1,500 to get in. It's worth you paying me $1,500 to get into my program. It's worth you paying me $15,000 to get into my program. But right now, I'm not charging anything. I'm just sharing with you how you can get rich in real estate the easiest possible way. Because traditionally, everybody believes that you have to have 20% down to buy investment properties. And there's a truth to that. But I'm going to show you how I did it, and I never put more than 5% down. How do you like that? And all your properties will be free and clear in 20 years. So in 23 years, you'll actually have your final property paid for. And that's 20 years from 3 years from today. So project you off in 23 years from today. Hopefully you'll have some Social Security. You probably won't. Okay? I probably won't. You probably won't. And if you do, it'll be pittance. Okay? But how would you like to have other people make you the money? They're depositing money into your equity account. They're the ones paying off your mortgages. All you got to do is manage 4 properties and live in one. That's all you got to do. And I'm going to show you how that money will multiply. Now, there is some rules of engagement with my program, okay? And you have to stick to the rules or it won't work. And a lot of you call me up, you go through my program, and you're like, Bruce, I decided I really found this really great condo. Nope, condos aren't in my list. Okay. Oh, I found this 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Nope, that's not in my list. You're not going to do that. That's not how the program works. You stick with the rules. Why? Because I already tried that and it didn't work. I tried it. It didn't work. If you're going to get into my wealth building program, you have to stick with the rules or it doesn't work or it won't work as well. So I can't make any type of guarantee when you deviate from the things that I've already put in place. Why did I put them in place? Because I already failed for you. I failed forward. Now, I fixed it. I sought people that cared about me and had good advice, and that's how I fixed the problem. And now my son Chase, he was 22, bought his first property. He's already looking at more property. I've got La Piñas out there. They're probably listening to the show right now. I think they've got 3 or 4 properties already. I got Ruby out there and Michael that they actually are accelerating this program at warp speed. So I'm so proud of all of you out there on what you're doing, but you stick with my program. I'll show you how to get rich, and it's coming from a dummy like me that failed out of 10th grade. So you want that kind of education? You want to seek somebody that's really smart? Then go get a Harvard graduate that graduated with a finance degree. And let me hear they're like weathermen, okay? They give you information and then they're never right. And then they go, well, that didn't really work out that well. You want my information? It's tried and true. I did it. I didn't do it in the 70s. I'm not like one of these guys that put on these seminars and go, yes, this guy made $10 million in 1973. But he hasn't been doing it. All he does is teaches his program. No, this is what I do day in and day out. 407-706-3313, 407-706-3313, or apply online at webringyouhome.com. You got questions for the Lone Ranger? 407-706-3313. Here's what I want to do. Here's how we can help the planet grow. You want to help the planet? You want to help people? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to think right now about anybody you know that's currently renting. Okay? And I want you to call them up and I want you to say, I have a friend in the mortgage business that teaches a wealth building class, and he will show you how to get into your first home and then buy other properties and show you how you will have $2 to $3 million in free and clear property paying you $15,000 to $30,000 a month. You want me to show you how to do that? I'll show you how to do that. Okay? But anybody you know that's renting right now, you need to stop, grab them by the shoulders, look them straight in the eye, give them a little shake. Don't shake too hard, okay? Don't shake too hard, but just a little shake to get their attention and say, call the Lone Ranger, 407-706-3313. Listen to me on my Spotify podcast. Listen to me on iHeartRadio podcast. Check out my YouTube channel at Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger YouTube channel. Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger YouTube channel. Check me out. You can listen to this show. You can watch this show. Okay, you can watch me in all my glory on the show anytime you want. You just go to my YouTube channel. You want to subscribe to my podcast. You want to subscribe to my 3 big things you need to know. I send out a video to about 5,000 people every Friday on 3 topics that you should know to be better informed about what's going on in real estate and mortgages. Now, what if you're not interested in buying a home? Do you think it's important? Do you think finances are important whether you're buying a home or not? Then you should listen to my program. I give you information that maybe you might not be able to use right now, but you have a friend, family member that can use it. And if you are an adult grandparent, if you're a grandparent with adult children or a parent with adult children, and you don't get them into my wealth building class, then you're doing them a disservice. Heck, you're willing to co-sign for student loans that they have looming over them for the next 20 years, and yet you could give them a gift of equity to start their first home, and you will perpetuate wealth for the rest of their life and their children's lives. Because I'll show you how you buy your 5 properties, then you pass those on to your children, and they each have to do the same thing, and the properties never get sold. You just build, each generation does 5 more and 5 more and 5 more. You will create an empire that you could not even imagine how much money it could produce. And each family member buys 5. Over a period of, 20 years? You can do that. You can do that. If you just got to put yourself into a budget and save the money. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about my class. By the way, you can register for my wealth building class, and that is going to be, let me just pull that up. That's going to be, I believe, on the 20th of this month. Must register in advance. WeBringYouHome.com. And when we come back, we're going to talk about construction lending and some gifts from Fannie and Freddie. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of Bruce Woodburn and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. Wrapping it up for this hour. It's a beautiful Sunday. You're out there driving around, coming back from church, on your way to church, really spending time with the family. That's what Sundays are all about. I invite you to listen to my radio show on Saturdays with Cleve Loveland and I on Saturdays at noon. And I appreciate you tuning into my show today on Sunday. I love being here. I love doing this. But this is not how I make a living. I make a living by helping you save money when it comes to financing homes. I make a living by helping people make money in real estate. That's how I do it. And that's what I'm passionate for. So I want to share with you something before we wrap it up today. And I want you to write this number down because you're out there, you're mowing the lawn, you're doing yard work, you're vacuuming the house, you're doing laundry. We're doing all the things we have to do just to maintain our life, but enjoy life. And it's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. I want you to reach out and help somebody. So if you have adult children or grandchildren that are currently renting, or you have a friend that's renting, I want you to give them my phone number. And I want you to know that they're in great hands, that I will help them become a homeowner. There is no such thing as a rich renter. Look around. You look at anybody that's renting, they don't have any money. They're not rich anyway. You look at people that have real estate, they have money. It's a natural thing. You'll make money in real estate. And don't call me and say, I lost my shirt back in 2008 and 2007 and 8. Yes, we all did. But we had 2 bad years out of the last 50. That's not bad odds. Okay. And if you didn't have to sell your house, you had already been in profit right now. So real estate is where money is made. And you have to live somewhere anyway. You don't have to have a 401k. You should. You don't have to have IRAs. You should. But you have to live somewhere. Why would you rent and make somebody else rich? Listen, I made a lot of money by people renting from me. Believe me. And I still do. But I want to help you and show you what helped me. I'll show you what I'm teaching my children. Show you what I teach my clients. And just join my wealth building class. It's going to be on the 20th at 6 p.m. You have to register at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. And I will get you in. There's limited seats. There's only about 300 seats. There's only 100 seats available, but I will help you. All you have to do is enroll into the class. It will be on the 20th on a Zoom. Probably be my last Zoom class that I do. The rest of these are going to be in person. So just go to my website at WeBringYouHome.com or call me at 407 or text me at 407-706-3313. If you have adult children, you're going to leave them money anyway. You're going to leave them whatever money you have left. You know you are. You tell me you're going to spend it, but you're going to leave them some money. We want to leave a legacy. Why not leave it to them now, but control how it's spent? Because you know what? They're going to go out and buy a new Harley. If you just throw money at them, they're going to buy all the toys that you didn't let them have. And they're going to take your hard-earned money and they're going to piss it away on a George Foreman grill and a Harley and a boat, a Boston Whaler. I've already got it planned out. I already know what's going to happen. And an ATV, okay? That's what you're going to be spending your hard-earned savings on. How about say, hey, look at Johnny. How about, hey, look at Sarah. I'm going to help you out, but we're going to buy a home. And I'm going to make sure that you have a down payment to buy a home. And you can gift it. I'll show you how our gifting program works. And that way, that will build equity for the rest of their life. And every time they make a payment, they get a little bit richer. 407-706-3313. I'm the Loner Ranger. Or visit my website at WeBringYouHome.com. The easiest loan application ever made for human beings to apply for a mortgage. You can get it right here at WeBringYouHome.com. Thank you. Have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless all of you. And thank you for listening to my show. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Enjoy the weekend. See you next week, same time, and Saturdays at noon.